Moving on, we have got Celta Vigo versus Manchester United. Manchester United favourites on their turf, 2.77. Celta Vigo, 3.1, draw 3.25. Now, I was chatting with Big Man last night, and he's got a killer bet. Tell us what it is. I wish I found this one myself. Well, it's a great one.
Here's the problem I have, Natalie. I can't bet it myself because I'm not overseas. But to our listeners out there, if you are overseas, I think there's a pretty cracker of a bet here. If you go on to, if you have Bet365, I mean, you look at this Celta Vigo Manchester United game. It's likely, very likely, that you're going to see very few goals in this game. I mean, the totals, I think 2 across the board. If you look at that, you can actually make a bet for the number of goals in the match, 2 or 3 at -105. So basically even money. It's hard for me to believe that we don't see 2 or I think this is like a 1-1 game at most, 2-1. Yeah. I mean, this is.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess the one concern would be obviously they're Manchester just constantly drawing. This could be 0-0. I mean, clearly. I mean, you also look though at the problems though on the back for Manchester United. I mean, Luke Shaw's injured, and I mean he looks like he'll be out of this game. And then the attacking with Pogba and Zlatan obviously out. I mean, you look at Manchester United, guys, 25 straight wins or draws, 12 of those were draws. So, I mean, just a constant – they're just constantly drawing games. But for me, I think this is 2 or 3 goals. I mean, am I crazy to think that?
No, absolutely not. I think
that's a great bet.
Personally, I think it's –
because it covers the 3.
You see – generally see 2 or 3, doesn't it? And it depends if this might be 1-1 or it could be 2-1, hopefully to Manchester United. Martin, what do you think about that bet?
I think it sounds very good. Yeah, I quite fancy a 1-1 draw in this game. I can't really see past Man United to win the Europa League. I think over 2 legs they'll beat Celta Vigo, and then in the final, in a straight game, they'll beat either Ajax or Lyon, simply because even with the injury to Ibrahimovic, I think Mourinho is just a master in knockout competitions. He studies the opposition really well, and he'll just set his team up to win. But yeah, I think they have approached every round of this tournament with a lot of caution. Both of the last 2 rounds they went and drew the first game 1-1, so I think we could well see a repeat of that. I fancy Man United to get the job done on aggregate, but I wouldn't feel confident to back them to win outright in the first game, especially after the way they drew in Anderlecht. So yeah, I'm going to go for the draw, which is 3.75. And I actually quite just like a small stake also on 1-1 at 6.5. I think Celta Vigo do come into this in poor form, but I just think Man United might find goals relatively hard to come by. So yeah, I do like that bet a lot. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? What's your thoughts on that bet? And I know you usually fancy goals. Will we see goals in this match?
I don't know if we will see a lot of goals, even though we're talking about Celta Vigo, a really poor Celta Vigo in the last period of time. 3 defeats in a row in the Spanish La Liga. Exactly as my colleague said, the problems with the injuries that Manchester United has them right now. Ibrahimovic, Pogba, Rojo, Shaw, Smalling, Bailey. So countless, I can say names till tomorrow. I think that the most important thing for Mourinho, as he declared, is Europa League right now. He put it EPL right now, Premier League, on 2nd spot, because the trophy for him is the most important thing for this end of the season, for this season total, for the total season. I think that he will be really focused on winning the trophy, and I think that he can do a really good first leg against Celta Vigo. I'm going with Manchester United draw no bet at 1.9. I think that it's not possible way they can lose this first leg, and the draw no bet sounds reasonable. I think that also Mourinho declared that if there is a possibility and he will see that he will have more injury problems, he might go to play with the second team, with Nicky Butt's team in the Premier League matches.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we might see picking a really good win against Celta Vigo.
Yeah, Manchester United always are using that defence of theirs, but I think on the road, on this first leg, they've got to get that away goal. I think it's going to be really tight, and it's good that you've covered yourself with the draw no bet. All right, wrap things up here. Let's anybody got their banker, their favourite bet across both matches? Starting with you, Alex.
I like both of my tips. I think that we should stick because it's Europa League, and we always are saying that don't bet a lot on Europa League. So my mother-in-law, no, but I don't know, my aunt, maybe my aunt, to go on this one. Okay, with Ajax versus Lyon, both teams to score and over 2.5, and Manchester United turnover.
Great. All right, great stuff. Martin, have you got a favourite out of your two, and just recap the bets for us?
Yeah, if I was betting my aunt, I quite like Ajax to beat Lyon and a draw between Celta Vigo and Man United. But if I'm really putting my mother-in-law on the line, I'll just to be a bit safer, I'll go draw no bet in both of them. I'll go Ajax draw no bet and Man United draw no bet.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you like your family, and you're treading carefully there. What about you, big man?
Well, I hate my next door neighbor, so I'll probably go. No, I'm kidding. No, I would go. I really like the Ajax win, Natalie. I really think this is a nice spot for them. I think this team is better than people might think, and I think at home they're just a dominating side. I do like that bet though that I mentioned, 2 or 3 goals exactly. Falls 1-1. We know Mourinho's pittance to get draws on first leg and kind of send it back to Old Trafford. So yeah, I mean, a draw seems really good there in that game with to me a 2 or 3 goal game. So I'll go exact number of goals, 2 or 3 at -105, and I'll take the Ajax win in the other game.